The story begins in ancient Japan. We see a place called Akko, where feudal lords still hold power. A group of samurai have captured a strange boy. The boy's name is Kei, but no one knows where he came from. Everyone suspects that he might be a ghost. They do not want to keep him in their kingdom because his skin is unusually pale, which frightens them. However, the ruler of that land, Lord Yasano, decides that the boy will stay. Asano's daughter Mika also grows fond of him, and they soon become close friends. Kei grows up in the same kingdom, living a life of isolation. Everyone treats him like an outsider. Still, he remains grateful for the kindness of the Yasano family and Mika's friendship. One day, a group of hunters goes out to capture a dangerous creature. All the villagers are terrified of it. The creature is enormous and has 6 eyes. It is so powerful that it can even throw horses into the air. During the hunt, a samurai named Yasano drops his sword and gets trapped in front of the beast. Kei risks his life and kills the creature. He not only saves Yasano but also returns his sword. Instead of being thankful, Yasano reacts with disgust. He says it would have been better if he had died than be saved by someone like Kei. Soon, other samurai arrive and assume that Yasano killed the beast. Yasano stays silent and takes all the credit. Before leaving, Kei notices a mysterious white fox staring at him. The fox has 2 different colored eyes. Meanwhile, in another kingdom called Nagato, the same fox appears before Lord Kira. Suddenly, it transforms into a beautiful woman. She is actually Kira's spy. She informs Kira that their plan to kill Lord Asano has failed. When the hunters return, Mika warmly welcomes her father. She asks if anyone was injured. Yasano jokingly suggests that she is worried about someone special. It then becomes clear why the 6-eyed beast needed to be destroyed. A grand tournament called Shogun in the Eyes is about to take place. Everything must be perfect for this important event. Yasano praises Mika for her efforts. He tells her that if her mother were alive, she would be very proud. That night, Mika visits Kei. He is badly hurt, so she takes care of him. During their conversation, Mika mentions Yasano. She says that while everyone was praising him, she noticed shame in his eyes. Kei realizes that Mika understands what really happened. He quickly tells her that he does not want any trouble and asks her to leave. He also confesses that he will always love her. However, he says that their worlds are different and they cannot be together. Soon, the day of the Shogun arrives with great celebration. A woman appears who looks familiar. Her eyes are of 2 different colors, just like the fox seen in the forest. Kei finds this suspicious and goes to inform Oishi. Neither of them realizes that Oishi's son, Shikara, is secretly listening to their conversation. Kei warns that there is a witch among them. However, Oishi reminds him that only demons can see a witch's true form. How do you know all this? The next day, the festival began once again, and Lord Kira arrived there. He spoke politely to Lord Yasano, but deep down, both of them hated each other intensely. Kira said, "Wow, you have a very beautiful lady here." Angrily, Yasano replied, "Do you understand that she is my daughter? Speak respectfully." After this tense exchange, it was time for the competition between the 2 kingdoms. Lord Kira's warrior was extraordinary. Everyone was deeply impressed by his skills. Kira teasingly said to Mika, "Don't be afraid. I am sure the warrior chosen by your father is equally strong." However, no one had much faith in their own fighter because her father had chosen Yasano, believing that he was the one who had slain the 6-eyed beast. Everyone was certain that Yasano would appear. But just before the fight, the mysterious fox came to meet him, and after that, he seemed strangely different. When the messenger came to call him, Yasano did not appear to be in any condition to fight. Kei suggested that someone else should be called, but now there was no time left. If their warrior did not arrive soon, they would face great humiliation. Even the emperor's honor would be at stake. Only a samurai was allowed to participate in this duel, and neither of them officially held that title. However, samurai fought wearing masks. Behind a mask, no one would know whether the fighter was truly Yasano or not. Everyone kept waiting. The crowd began to grow restless. The shogun asked his servant to question Lord Asano about the missing warrior. Just then, the warrior from Akko finally arrived. His entrance was nowhere near as grand as that of his opponent, but everyone felt relieved that at least someone had come. That relief did not last long. Kira's warrior quickly began overpowering the poor fighter. Then, with a single arrow strike, the mask fell off in front of everyone, and the entire crowd was left in shock. The shogun immediately stopped the fight and stepped forward. With one glance, he recognized that Kei was not a samurai. The shogun ordered the opposing warrior to finish him. Mika became terrified and stood protectively in front of Kei. Lord Yasano apologized for everything and took the entire blame upon himself. He said that if anyone must be punished, then the punishment should fall on him. The shogun agreed and left the decision of punishment to the people. That same evening, the witch revealed her plan before Lord Kira. She explained how she had already weakened Lord Asano's side. She said that the time was perfect because Asano was already carrying too many burdens. Using her magic, she created a spider. Imagine how many eyes it had. Yes, it was once again the same terrifying 6-eyed creature. Now it became clear where the first beast had come from. The spider moved close to Yasano and poisoned him with a venomous sting. Yasano woke up in a dazed state and began hallucinating that Kira was attacking Mika. To protect his daughter, he drew his sword, but all of this existed only in his mind. The attack he launched at Kira, however, was visible to everyone around him. The samurai rushed forward to stop him, while Kira pretended to be completely helpless. Yasano was sentenced to death for the incident because he had attacked a guest. However, due to his honor and status, he was given the chance to take his own life. Later, Yasano told Oishi that this was better than being hanged. Oishi argued that it was unfair and asked what his fault was. He said that Yasano had been under someone else's control, but Yasano was now only concerned about protecting his family's honor. After that, he went to say goodbye to Mika. He told her not to cry and not to show weakness in front of others. Then he went to the final place with Oishi. Oishi prepared and cleaned the sword for him. Kei was still recovering from his injuries. However, everyone else was present to witness Yasano's end. The samurai wanted to take revenge for his death. Oishi stopped them and said that starting a fight now would put everyone in danger. Not only warriors, but also farmers and villagers would suffer. He reminded them that a warrior's first duty is to protect others. Mika told the shogun that as Yasano's only daughter, she would take responsibility for the region until her marriage, but she did not know that everything had already been decided. From that moment on, Lord Kira would become the ruler of the Ako region. Mika was given 1 year to mourn. After that, she would be married to Kira. The shogun announced to Oishi and the rest of Yasano's soldiers that they were no longer samurai. They had become Ronin, meaning warriors without a master. He also made it clear that they were not allowed to seek revenge. After gaining power, Kira's first order was to expel all the Ronin from his land. He declared that if any Ronin were found there, they would be killed. Mika was devastated upon hearing this, but the troubles were not over yet. Kei was dragged there with ropes. Kira asked his future bride to see him one last time, saying she would never see him again. Then Kira called one of his men and asked what should be done with Oishi. Because he did not trust him, Oishi was thrown into prison. He remained there for an entire year. One day during heavy rain, he was dragged outside and left there in a weak condition. His wife and son ran toward him and gave him warm food. His wife told him that all their people had already left the Ako region. Meanwhile, Mika was taken to the palace to prepare for the wedding, as the 1-year mourning period was about to end. Oishi asked what had happened to Kei. A hunter informed him that Kei had been sold as a slave somewhere far away. After hearing everything, Oishi stood up and told the boy that 3 horses were needed immediately. His wife tried to stop him, but Oishi told her to spread the word that they were now divorced. He explained that some matters were extremely important, and this was the only way to protect her. Oishi said goodbye to her. He gave some instructions to Shikara and then left on horseback. After a long search, he finally found Kei. Kei was in terrible condition. He was being forced to fight brutally for the entertainment of drunken men. Oishi entered the fighting ring as a contestant because it was the only way he could speak to Kei. Over the past year, Kei had turned into nothing more than a fighting machine. He had been tortured so severely that he could no longer recognize Oishi. Oishi kept calling out, "It's me! Listen to me!" But Kei continued attacking him without stopping, as if only his body was moving. Inside, he felt completely broken. He no longer had the strength to think or understand anything. However, he regained awareness when he heard Mika's name. After that, both of them managed to escape the arena while avoiding danger. Once they reached a safe distance, they finally began to talk. By now, their relationship had completely changed. Kei was no longer the calm and quiet person he once was. He had become harsh, angry, and quick to react. Oishi admitted that he should have trusted Kei's warning about the sorceress. He realized that Lord Kira had their master killed through deception. Now Oishi needed Kei's help. His mindset had also changed after spending a year in prison. Because of this, he began treating Kei with respect. Meanwhile, a messenger arrived at Kira's palace with news from a distant land. He reported that the fighter they had sold had escaped with the help of a samurai. Hearing this, Kira ordered the sorceress to find Oishi as soon as possible. He wanted Oishi completely destroyed. On the other side, Kei and Oishi reached a pond where Shikara was waiting for them. Shikara had gathered all of Oishi's loyal men there. He revealed that he had a plan. However, the plan went against the shogun's orders. This meant that anyone who joined it would be risking their life. As soon as he declared that their goal was to destroy Lord Kira, everyone cheered with determination. They all agreed to follow the plan. The fortress was heavily guarded. There were many soldiers and strict security in place. They needed to find out when Kira would leave for his temple visit. They also needed more men and weapons. Oishi assigned these tasks to his companions. One of the men became angry at Kei. He tried to attack him, saying that Kei was not a samurai. Oishi stopped him and said that none of them were samurai anymore. After that, each group went on their assigned mission. Soon, Oishi and Kei arrived at a place called Yutsu, a village known for sword making. The village appeared deserted. Not a single person could be seen. When they encountered some soldiers, Oishi said that they were farmers who had come to buy swords. The soldiers replied that the village now belonged to Lord Kira. They examined Kei's hands and pointed out that they did not look like a farmer's hands. Kei immediately understood the danger and attacked the soldiers. He defeated them so quickly that the remaining ones were terrified. They then collected the swords from the fallen soldiers. By now, it was clear that Kira had taken control of the entire region. Getting weapons from there would not be possible anymore. At that moment, Kei revealed a secret to Oishi. He said that they could find weapons in the Tengu forest, a place where he had grown up among mysterious beings. He also swore that he would never use the magic given to him. Oishi did not like his talk about ghosts, but he had no other option. He was determined to take revenge at any cost. Just then, one of his men brought information about Lord Kira's next journey. However, the man got distracted after meeting a mysterious and beautiful woman. Her eyes looked unusual. She asked him his name, drawing him deeper into her trap. On the other side, Oishi's men carefully entered the forest. They asked about the northern path, and Kei warned them that spirits lived there. After this, Oishi and Kei entered a dark cave while the others stayed outside. Kei explained that if too many people entered together, it would anger the spirits. He warned Oishi that no matter what happened, he must not draw his sword. He told him to stay alert under all circumstances. Outside the cave, the Ronin began questioning Kei's intentions. They could not understand why Oishi trusted him so much. After discussing among themselves, they decided they did not trust Kei. They feared that he might lead Oishi inside and get him killed. Ignoring the warning, they chose to enter the cave, even though they had been strictly told not to. Meanwhile, Kei went alone into an inner chamber. Soon, a strange-looking figure appeared before him. The two began talking about the outside world and how people like Kei were treated badly. Kei shared how he had been called impure and rejected without any fault. In contrast, in this hidden world, he had been accepted without judgment. In the outer chamber, Oishi was shocked by the behavior of his men. Everyone seemed confused and disturbed. Suddenly, one of them drew his sword without reason. A strange conflict began. At the same time, a voice echoed inside Oishi's mind. It kept urging him to draw his sword and save his men. Oishi struggled to resist and tried to help without using his weapon. He grew increasingly restless as his men appeared to fall one by one. Then Kei asked for the sword hidden between them. The spirit agreed, but only if Kei could reach it before him. Both of them leaped toward it at the same time. Kei moved faster and claimed the sword first. The spirit was pleased to see that Kei had not lost his speed. Meanwhile, chaos continued in the other chamber. In reality, Oishi's men had never entered the cave. Everything he saw was an illusion. It was a test of Oishi's discipline and faith. When Kei returned, he brought several swords with him. Soon, all the Ronin came back outside safely. Isugai arrived with urgent news. He informed them that Lord Kira would be leaving his residence that very night. Oishi listened carefully, but he failed to notice that Isugai's eyes looked unnatural. Shikara wanted to join the battle, but Oishi refused. As a result, he stayed behind with an elder. As night fell, the Ronin quietly moved into position. A man with long hair was seen praying, as if waiting for Oishi. Suddenly, he turned around and revealed himself to be the same sorceress. With a simple gesture, she set the surroundings on fire. Chaos spread instantly, and many of Oishi's men were killed. Inside the fort, the sorceress presented a sword to Lord Kira and said that it once belonged to Oishi. She then mocked Mika and claimed that she had single-handedly destroyed the remaining forces of her father. During their conversation, the sorceress left one of her daggers with Mika. This gave Mika an idea. Meanwhile, back at the Ronin camp, it became clear that the sorceress had been wrong. Although many were injured, most of them had survived. Oishi admitted that the delay had been his mistake. He said they should not have waited so long. Now, he declared, they must take revenge immediately, regardless of victory or defeat. Even if they died, it should be with honor. Kei then said that they could still complete what they had started. He explained that they now had an advantage because Kira believed they were all dead. He added that they would get another opportunity to strike the very next morning. On their way, Kei recognized a group of performers. His team had performed in that area before. When stopped, one of the performers said they were heading to Lord Kira's wedding to present a play. Hearing this, the Ronin began forming a new plan. They understood that there was a strong chance they might not return. They were fully aware of the danger and the possibility of losing their lives. To preserve their purpose, they wrote down their story so that future generations would know what they did and why. Everyone signed it, including Kei. By now, Kei was no longer seen as an outsider. Yasano also revealed the truth to everyone. He admitted that it was Kei who had killed the six-eyed creature, not him. Even though it was late, he apologized. He also said that a true samurai always carries two swords. He then gave his second sword to Kei. That night, a grand event was held. Kira's fort was heavily guarded with many soldiers. The performers were allowed to enter through the main gate. Amid them, Kei and Oishi quietly slipped inside without being noticed. Soon, Mika was brought before Kira, dressed in wedding attire. As they both took their places, the performance began. While everyone focused on the play, the Ronin used the distraction to their advantage. They climbed the walls of the fort and began silently eliminating the guards. They worked carefully and efficiently so that no one would suspect anything. Each time a guard was taken down, one of them took his place as if nothing had happened. The audience remained entertained by the performance on stage. However, the sorceress suddenly sensed that something was wrong. Oishi was present inside the fort in disguise. He began moving carefully and executing his plan. While dealing with 3 guards at once, something went wrong. One of them managed to fire an arrow that grazed Oishi's hand. However, his attempt to attack Kira failed. Lord Kira's men quickly escorted him and Mika away, shielding them from incoming arrows. The Ronin continued chasing them. By now, battles had broken out across the entire fort. Kei was fighting multiple enemies on his own. Lord Lord Kira sent his most dangerous warrior to face the Ronin. Everyone was terrified at the sight of him. They knew he was extremely powerful. At that moment, one of the Ronin threw burning powder into the weapons room. A massive explosion followed. Kira's elite warrior was killed in the blast. The sorceress immediately changed her form and escaped from the scene. Seizing the opportunity, Mika pulled out the dagger hidden in her wedding dress and attacked Kira. However, when she realized she could not defeat him, she ran away. The entire fort had turned into a battlefield. All the Ronin were fighting with full strength. After some time, Kay and Mika found each other. Kay said that now no one could separate them. At that moment, the sorceress returned. She transformed into a massive dragon using her powers. Kay declared that he was not afraid of her. The creature attacked him with flames. With the help of his special sword, Kay blocked her attacks and continued to strike back. Meanwhile, only a thin wall remained between Oishi and Kira. Both of them broke through it at the same time. A fierce battle began between them. Each one matched the other in skill and strength. During his fight with the sorceress, Kay lost his sword. As the dragon moved toward Mika, Kay used his hidden power to retrieve the weapon. He struck the dragon with a powerful blow. The creature fell and slowly began transforming back into the sorceress. The attack was so strong that it killed her. Inside the fort, Oishi finally defeated Kira. In front of everyone, he ended the battle by killing him. With Kira's death, his soldiers surrendered and laid down their weapons. After this, all 47 Ronin returned to Akko with Princess Mika. They went to Asano's grave and placed his sword there. Oishi declared that their revenge was complete. In the end, Mika expressed her love for Kay, and their bond grew stronger. If you enjoyed the video, like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.